Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again, and welcome to another DVD Blu-ray update video. I've got quite a bit of stuff to get through, so I'm just going to get straight into it. First up, I'm going to show you guys a trade that I got from Explosive Action or Simon. He sent me a DVD copy of Dawn of the Dead. This particular release I've been wanting for quite some time. It is one of the rarer DVD editions of the film out there, and I simply wanted it for the cover art, which is really different to any of the other releases really. Just absolutely love all the different colours. This is a great movie, classic zombie flick, I love it, and this is another pretty cool addition to have for the collection. Inside it's also pretty neat, some nice disc art. And the scene selection card also has some pretty awesome artwork, as you can see there. So really happy with this trade. So Simon, thank you so much. The next item I'm going to show you is the UK 25th anniversary 2-disc DVD of Halloween. This is another really awesome addition to own in the collection. Came across this really cheap on eBay and thought, why not? It's pretty much identical to the 25th anniversary DiviMax US DVD set. However, this one comes with a booklet like the US set does, but the booklet is different. So that's pretty awesome. I didn't know that prior to picking it up, and got a rather nice surprise when I was flicking through the book and it was different. So pretty awesome addition to have. This is a fantastic release, one of my all-time favourite releases of the movie actually. So yeah, if you live in the UK and you're wanting a really good DVD edition to pick up of Halloween, I highly recommend the 25th anniversary. Alright, next we have a really awesome throwback modern slasher called Bloody Homecoming. I'm not going to talk too much about it in this update. However, if you want more in-depth opinions, I have done a separate review, so please check that video out. But this was absolutely fantastic. Certainly one of the better modern slashers that I have seen over the past few years. A lot of the recent stuff has kind of let me down in terms of slasher flicks, but this one was fantastic. Really liked the killer in this one, dressed up in a fireman's outfit, which was really fitting to the overall theme of the film. Some pretty awesome kills, likeable characters, just a really excellent and really well done throwback slasher. So if you're an 80s slasher fan and you're wanting something a little bit modern and new to check out, I highly recommend Bloody Homecoming. Next we have I Didn't Come Here to Die, and this is a film I've been wanting to check out for quite a while now. I think it's been out in the US for a few years on DVD, not too sure about Blu-ray, but this one has only just recently got released here in Australia over the past few months or so, I think. And I was pretty excited to check it out. I'd heard a lot of positive things about the film and it sounded really unique and interesting. On paper it sounded good, but after checking this movie out, I've got to say I was pretty disappointed with it. Basically, this is about a group of volunteer workers who are spending a year in the woods, and they're basically building up a camp for inner city kids. While they're on the work project, accidents happen to each one of them and they die off one by one. Pretty interesting and unique idea, but it really didn't work. I would have much preferred this to play out like a traditional slasher flick. The characters were okay. There's a couple of ridiculous quotes on the cover. A gore fest and gory as hell. I really don't understand why these quotes are even on the cover, because this wasn't gory at all. There was one standout kill with the chainsaw, which was extremely well done, but that was really only the only time where there was a good amount of gore involved. I will say though, the kills were pretty good and they were all practical effects, which was really nice to see. But yeah, I really didn't enjoy this one at all, so I do not recommend this film. And unfortunately the same goes for the next film, and that is Macabre. This is an Asian horror from Indonesia from 2009, and this is one that I've been wanting to check out for a while. I really haven't heard too many people ever talk about this movie. It was dubbed as a really extreme horror film. I don't really agree with that. I didn't find it that extreme, and I kind of felt that it was kind of middle ground. There's a little bit of a comparison on the back synopsis here with the French extreme horror, and there's absolutely no comparison. I was sitting here thinking that compared to the French extreme horror, this is pretty much a Disney movie. Sure, it was gory and there was a lot of blood and stuff, but to me it wasn't all that extreme. And the big thing that really let this film down for me was the characters. The characters, their acting felt so put on, it felt so forced. I really didn't get into the characters at all. Basically, this one centers around a cult family who kill off unexpected victims and keep their body parts. So this one centers around a group of travellers. They come across a young woman who is the one of the family members. She says she's robbed, so they reluctantly give her a lift home and get introduced to the family, and they start getting picked off one by one throughout the night. The villains in this, I really didn't get into their characters either. They weren't really all that menacing. The mother was kind of creepy, but I don't know, their performances felt really forced, especially from the mother and one of the sons, who acted like robots the whole time, and they did this annoying copycat Michael Myers head tilt, and it worked for the couple of scenes, like the first couple of scenes where you saw them doing it, but they kept doing it every single frigging time they were on camera, and it really got old. It sort of lost its creepiness, but yeah, really good gore effects though, I will say that, but unfortunately the characters really let the film down for me. So I do not really recommend it, and this has got nothing on the French extreme horror either. Doesn't even come close, so that's Macabre. The next movie is The Conjuring. This is my most recent new release pickup. It's been out in America for a while now, but as per usual we normally have to wait a few months to get a local release here in Australia. This one came out last week and I was really anxious to pick this one up. I was trying to keep my hype levels down because a lot of you guys have been raving on about this movie, saying how good it is, and I've got to say this movie definitely lives up to the hype. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Maybe a little bit too long. That would probably be my only slight niggle with the film, but other than that I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Really well done, really creepy, extremely well shot, fantastic characters, and yeah, just another absolutely amazing movie from James Wan. So I'm sure most of you have seen it. There's a lot of buzz about this movie recently, and for good reason. Absolutely fantastic, easily one of the best horror films from the past couple of years. So if you haven't checked out The Conjuring, I highly recommend it. It was absolutely fantastic, and it just goes to show that you do not have to have a high body count or a lot of kills and gore to make a really good horror flick. Alright, I've been getting into a lot of home invasion films lately, so the rest of the movies are all home invasion films. One of my favourite genres of horror now, and I'm really getting into them a lot. I think it's a fairly underrated genre of horror, but very effective and pretty creepy, and I always, for the most part, enjoy them. So first up we have Kidnapped, which is a Spanish home invasion flick. I haven't got around to watching this yet. I've heard it is really full on and pretty hard to watch, and I'm kind of a little bit worried going into it whether I'll be freaked out or not. So yeah, I haven't built up the courage to check this one out yet. I had the same feeling going into Martyrs, and yeah, certainly for good reason with Martyrs, and I'm kind of feeling the same way towards this movie, but I'm definitely going to check it out, and I'm definitely going to review the film because I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. So that is Kidnapped. The next one we have here is Funny Games. This is the US remake, I guess you'd say, from Michael Haneke. Kind of weird that he remade his own movie, but whatever. I've got to say this was overall pretty disappointing. I thought the first half of the movie was really, really good, but then it just absolutely lost all its impact for me throughout the second half of the film. Just the situation got kind of ridiculous, and yeah, I just lost all interest in the movie throughout the second half. I absolutely hated the ending. There was a ridiculous scene kind of towards the end with a rewind little sequence, which I thought was absolutely terrible, and that should not have even made the movie. I was already taken out of the film, but that definitely hit the nail on the coffin for me. Absolutely ruined the movie for me, that one scene. So yeah, I'm really, really disappointed. I thought I would enjoy this a lot, and I've heard a lot of people say really, really great things about the film, but I just don't see it. I really didn't enjoy this one too much at all. As I said though, the first half of the movie was pretty good, but then it just lost all impact for me throughout the second half of the film. Kind of got a little bit repetitive as well, and I felt the chemistry between Naomi Watts and Tim Roth was not there at all. They were meant to be a married couple, but to me they just felt like strangers on screen. Their chemistry just didn't work at all, and definitely took a little bit out of the film for me. So Funny Games, the US version, I do not recommend it at all. Very disappointing. Next up we have Panic Room with Jodie Foster. This got recommended to me from Kurt, or Horror Collectible Guy. So Kurt, thanks a lot. I ended up really enjoying this one. This is a film that I haven't really heard too many people ever talk about. But yeah, definitely a really, really solid film. Probably my one complaint about the film is it's a little bit too long. But other than that, I thought it was extremely well done. It's about Jodie Foster's character and her daughter. They move into a new house in New York. There's like a security room called the Panic Room, and basically they end up hiding themselves in the room because three home invaders invade their home, and they're basically after something that is in the Panic Room. So the movie essentially revolves around the mother and daughter trapped in the room, and the three intruders are trying to break into the room. So yeah, Panic Room, if you're looking for a really, really good home invasion flick, I do recommend this one. It was really good. Next up we have Static. I never heard anyone talk about this movie, and I really didn't know too much about it before going into it. But I did pick it up cheap, and I'm always willing to try a new home invasion flick out. And this was really, really solid. Apparently it's the director's first movie, and I've got to say he did a really, really fantastic job with this one. It's very, very basic though. It's an extremely basic film, but I thought it was really well done, and it's extremely unique. It's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling too much, but this isn't just your straight up traditional home invasion flick. There's a pretty big twist at the end, which to be completely honest I didn't really see coming. But yeah, I enjoyed the twist. Probably a lot of people won't, but I thought it was pretty well done. This also stars Sarah Paxton from The Innkeepers, and she was really, really good in this one as well. She plays one of the main characters. But yeah, I thought it was a really, really good effort into the home invasion genre. Really unique and pretty different to any other home invasion flick out there. So if you're looking for something different within this genre, give Static a go. I thought it was really, really good and really enjoyed it. Next up we have In Their Skin, and this was absolutely fantastic. I really, really loved this one. This was another one that I really didn't hear too much about, but overall reviews were pretty solid for the film, and it sounded really good. And yeah, this turned out to be absolutely fantastic. Basically, it's about a family, the mother, father, and their son. They go away to a holiday home, and they're basically grieving the loss of their daughter and the sister. They soon meet the neighbours, which consist of the mother, son, and father, and basically the neighbours start really invading their lives, asking really detailed and personal questions about their life and everything like that. They end up inviting themselves over for dinner, and that's when things take a really sinister turn, and they pretty much invade the family's home, their lives, and pretty much try and steal their identities. Extremely well done. I really liked the characters in this one. They all gave fantastic performances, and I really liked the fact that two young kids were involved in this one. It kind of gave a more realistic feel to the story. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, really well done, and I definitely recommend In Their Skin. Just on a little side note, I really like the cover art for that one. Definitely really suits the film. So yeah, awesome film. And last but certainly not least is The Purge. Out of every film that I've recently picked up, this has probably had the most mixed reception, and I ended up thinking this movie was absolutely awesome. I really loved this one. I didn't really have high expectations going into it, for the simple fact that I'd heard a lot of negative things about the film, but I didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was really well done, and another awesome entry into the home invasion genre. I'm sure most of you know about this movie. You've all probably seen it by now, so I'm not really going to go too much into the plot. But I will say I really loved the idea of The Purge. I think it was a pretty interesting idea to do. I thought they covered it pretty well. A lot of people complained that you didn't really find out enough about The Purge, but at the beginning of the movie I thought they explained it well enough, and you saw a whole lot of scenes from around the world of what was going on. The acting in this movie from some of the family members was a little bit off. I definitely think that the mother gave the best performance out of the family. I really liked the villains. They wore these really creepy masks, and the main villain, who's an Australian actor actually, he was absolutely fantastic. I thought he absolutely nailed the role. Really creepy, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. I know that a sequel is in the works, so I cannot wait for that. But I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I thought it was awesome, so I definitely recommend The Purge. Alright guys, so that does it for yet another DVD Blu-ray update. If you've seen any of these movies, please let me know what you think of them, and I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.